in which, all of you observe, in which of these three vertical arrows, ACE, and which one of the two horizontal arrows, B and D, will represent more energy transfer? Give reasons for your answer, they are asking. So the law which is behind is what? 10% law. Okay. Now you tell me, ACE, where more amount of energy loss? Arvind, Arya, Nitinath, anybody? Where more energy will loss? That is what my question. Please respond. Yes, please. ACE. Tarani is saying A. Very good, Tarani. Correct answer. I want reason also. You have to say the reason. Nitinath, you not attended that class. That is why you cannot say C. C is a wrong answer. Because who will be minimum energy, minimum amount of energy is transferred to the C. E. C also not. Because A will be having more energy. They will get the maximum energy from the sun. Do you understand? So that is why 10% law we will use here, so that you people don't know. So if you consider the sun, this is the sun. So as we know, whatever the energy is coming from the sun, plants will utilize how much energy? 1%.
1%.
Next. So plants is having maximum energy. Is it yes or no? Please all of you tell me. So next.
Yes, sir.
Plants, this herbivores, how much energy will transfer? Only 10%. Will transfer. From herbivores to carnivores also, how much energy will transfer? Only 10% of this one. So that carnivores will get less amount of energy or make more amount of energy?
Less amount of energy.
So that loss from them also very less only. So now ACE, where the more amount of energy will loss? Anybody can tell me?
Yes, sir.
A, more amount of energy will loss. Same way, B and D, where more amount of energy will loss? B and D. Who is having more? B or D? More amount of energy loss. Just check it. Who is having more energy at B level or D level?
Sir.
Yes. Because B is getting the energy, means herbivores is getting the energy from green plants, so that they will receive somehow energy. Suppose plants are having 100 joules of energy, 10% of it they will receive. How much it is? 10 joules. And D will receive how much joules? Only 1 joule. Yes or no? Please respond. Yes?
Yes, sir.
So then where it is having more energy loss? Here or here? The people are not all answering. What I should do? So if you notice it, from the plants, the 10% of energy will come to the herbivores. So that what is happening? If the plants is having 100 joules, 10% of it means 10 joules will come to the herbivores. Now herbivores is having how much energy? Only 10 joules of energy. Now herbivores to the carnivores, only 10% of this 10 joules will come. Means only 1 joule will come. So loss of energy will be D, is less, because already having less energy. So loss also will be less. So here little bit more energy, so that more loss will be there. So that is what I am asking. So which place? B, it will be represent more energy transfer as compared to D, because D point only less energy is transferred compared to the B point. Yes or no, guys? So what is the correct answers? At ACE, A is the more energy transfer. It will represent more energy transfer compared to C and D. Same way in B and D, B is representing more energy transfer compared to the D. Is it okay, guys? Have you understand? Please respond. Sriya, Sanjay. Now they are asking, give reason. Give reason. What is the reason for your answer? So which law we will use here? 10% law. Yes or no, guys? So what is 10% law? According with the 10% law, the transfer of energy in a food chain, only 10% of energy available at every tropic level is transferred to the next tropic level. That is what it is saying. So except stage 1. So step 1, what is happening? From the sun, plants will utilize how much energy, guys? From the sun,
1%.
1% of energy. For example, plants will give 10,000 joules. Then 1% of it is how much? Only 100 joules. Yes or no? So 100 joules of energy will come to the plants. So in this 10% will go to the herbivores, means 10 joules. In this 1%, 10% again will goes to the carnivores. That is what 1 joule. So that more loss of energy, more energy transfer will be the B point compared to the D point. Are you clear, Arvind, now? Yes. So why it is? Because who is the primary consumer here? Herbivores is the primary consumers. They are consuming from the plants, so that more energy will transfer compared to the carnivores, because carnivores, they are getting the energy from the herbivores. So that is why the energy transfer will be less. Like that, you have to explain the law behind. That is what 10% law you should explain neatly. Do you understand, everybody? So we can say that when green plants are eaten up by primary consumers, a great deal of energy is lost as heat to the environment. That is only we used to call it as what, guys? Community heat. Yes or no? So next, some amount of energy goes into the digestion in doing work, and the rest goes towards to the growth and reproduction. So averagely around 10% of the food eaten off made available for the next level of consumers, and remaining all the food will loss. Understanding, loss of energy takes place at every trophic level. So whatever the food they will eat, in that 10% is only available for the transfer of next consumers, and remaining all the energy will be lost. That is only we used to call it as 10% law. Yes or no, guys? Please respond. That is what you have to remember. So now, if you notice it, this is how many mark? 2 mark question. So 2 mark question like this they are asking. So next we can go. Totally 5 mark will come from this chapter, correct? So you can see the next question. So I think here they have been given. That's all. Is it they're not mentioned any other question? Check it. Yeah, 13th question. All of you check it. 13th question. This is what we people knows. So let me see who will say. If this is directly, you can answer. But I don't know how many of you are very familiar with this. Day before yesterday only I taught this concept. Humaira, Arun Gardige, can you answer this? A gas A found in the upper layers of the atmosphere is deadly poisonous, but it's essential for all living beings. The amount of this gas...
sir.
CFC, sir.
1980s. So as I told you, wrong. Read the question carefully. A gas A found in the upper layer of the atmosphere. Upper layer of the atmosphere. Our Earth is protected with some upper layer of the atmosphere with some gas. That is they're asking. I am not asking which will damage that. What? Read the question. Understanding. But it is essential for living beings. That is what. So when it is in the form of O3, it is very poisonous. But when it is in the form of O2, it is essential for us. Do you understand, everybody? Yes or no? Understand, Ra? And if you notice it, O3 is very poisonous, but it is very essential for us. Why it is essential? Anybody? Why it is essential, guys?
Protect us from UV rays.
It will give protection
from the ultraviolet rays.
Yes, it will protect us. Understanding. So it will protect us from UV light, ultraviolet light from the sun. Understanding. So that is the reason. So the amount of gas started declining sharply in the 1980s. So identify the gas A. What is that gas A, guys? Please respond. What is the gas A? Ozone. Understand, Ra? Ozone. So ozone at the higher levels of atmosphere, which is how it is forming, guys? How it is forming? Oxygen is converting into, first by using ultraviolet rays, UV rays. Understanding? UV rays, it will be converting into O plus O. Then these oxygen molecules, yesterday only I taught you. Do you remember, Arvind? Day before yesterday? O2 plus O, it will be combined and they will form O3. So that is what? Ozone formation. So ozone formation, ultraviolet rays will split the oxygen molecule O2 into two free atoms of oxygen, and these oxygen atoms then they will combine with a molecular oxygen, they will form ozone. So that is the O2 you can write O2 UV with the help of your ultraviolet rays. It will split into oxygen plus oxygen atoms. This oxygen atom will combine with a molecule so that it will form O3. Clear, guys? Please respond. So that is how it will forms at higher levels of atmosphere. This is the answer. Clear? Everybody respond. This recently only day before yesterday only I taught. That is the importance. That is what I am saying you. Very, very important chapter this one. Definitely 5 marks. Next. Why it is essential for all living beings? State the cause for the depletion of this gas. Anybody? Why it is essential? Please. Ozone shields. It is the surface of the earth which will protect us from where, guys? It will protect us from ultraviolet rays. Understand?
UV ray.
Ultraviolet, yeah, UV rays, UV radiation, which is released from whom? UV radiation released from sun. Understanding?
Sun.
So protect from the harmful gases like UV light. Now, state the cause of depletion. What is the cause of depletion? Now the answer what you said is correct. What is that? CFC. CFC. Understanding? What is that, guys? CFC means chlorofluorocarbons, which are released by using what? As I told you, your house also source of CFC. What is that? Your house also use of CFC, storage of CFC. What is that? Refrigerators. Yes or no? Refrigerators. Understand? And same way we are using fire extinguishers. Everything will lead into the. This is only, and even air compressors and air coolers, everything, the chlorofluorocarbons which are used as refrigerants and in the fire extinguishers and air conditioners also, and space rockets, and as well as more things I said you on that day. What is that CFC causing? CFC causing refrigerators. Please respond. So refrigerators are air conditions are releasing, and aerosols. That is a major important. Aerosols means what? The sprays. We will use aerosols. Yes or no? So aerosols, the sprays and all. So everywhere we will use it. Even if we will use it in fire extinguishers also they are using, and we will use this CFC as a coolant. Understand, Arvind? So that point is very important. A fridge we should not say around Karthikeyan. We have to say refrigerator, fridge not. So we will use as a coolant here. Is it okay, guys? We'll use as a coolant so that it will cause us in refrigerators and air conditioners. We'll use as a coolant, and fire extinguishers and aerosol sprayers also we are using this one. So to increase the pressure, to push that fire extinguisher gas and as well as the spray in the aerosol, to push we are using as a CFC, so that it is only causing for ozone depletion. So totally how many marks it came? 3 mark plus 2 mark. Directly people 100% you can get. That is what I will suggest always. So this is what it is. Now let us comes to one more thing. So this is what Bangalore Sahodaya School Complex set 1 paper. Now set 1 paper, let us see how it is happening, and you might be notice it. So what is the question? It's not here, I think. Here is not there. We'll see where it is there. Here you can see, guys. 7th question. Study the given diagram carefully and answer the following question. Answer it, anyone. First of all, yes, please respond and tell me. You have to speak this question. I study the given diagram carefully and answer the following question. Now you can see, guys. Sun to the, here what it is, guys? Plants. So plants, how much energy will transfer? How much energy will transfer? Only
1%, sir.
Next, that is eaten by the caterpillars. So that caterpillars, whatever the energy received by the plants, in that only they will eat how much? They will get 10%. So in this caterpillars, if they will eat the small birds, then they will also will get 10%. From that eagle, then this is also will get 10%. So this all the heat, what we used to call community heat. Is it yes or no? So every heat it will become, and it will be turns into a community heat only. So this all the heats will be combined so that we can say it is community heat. Now the question is, if A is 5,000 kilojoules amount of energy, which is entering into the first tropic level, then what will be the energy available in the secondary consumer they are asking. So let me see.
Sir, first topic level 500 joules, sir.
Yeah, first tropic level 5,000 kilojoules. Purima, 5,000 kilojoules of energy is entering. So that in that only how much energy will
10%.
Yeah. So if you notice it, the plants is receiving 5,000 kilojoules. If A is 5,000 kilojoule amount of energy is releasing, it is entering into that. So now, so how much it is? So it will be absorbed by the plants. It will be absorbed.
Sir, 10%.
10% not, only 1%. A will absorb only 1%. So 50,000 kilojoules of 1%. How much it is? Anybody can tell me? 1% of 5,000 kilojoules. Please respond and tell me. Calculate it and tell me. Karthikeyan, entering A, it is entering 5,000 kilojoules, but only plants will absorb how much? Plants will absorb 1%. 1%, sir,
1%.
1% means how many joules? Nitinath is saying 50 kilojoules. Is it yes, guys?
Yes, sir. 50 kilojoules.
50 kilojoules. So 50 kilojoules will come into the leaves. Now plants. So in the 10%. So 10% of 50 kilojoules. 10% of 50 kilojoules. How much it is? Please respond.
5 kilojoules.
5
5 kilojoules.
5 kilojoules.
joules, sir.
So 5 joules will be absorbed by whom? Caterpillars. Correct or not? So caterpillars.
Yes, sir.
Now they are asking what? How much energy will be transferred in the secondary consumer? Who is
0.5 joules, sir.
Yeah. Who is the secondary consumer? Who is the secondary consumer?
Bird, sir.
Small bird. Understanding. Name this one is eagle is a what? Eagle is what? It is the tertiary consumer. Yes, sir.
Tertiary consumer. Yes, sir.
That is what it is happening. So that is the next top carnivorous. Now secondary consumers after tertiary will come. Totally 3 correct, guys. So the bird we is to call as secondary consumer, and this eagle what we is to call? This is a big large carnivore. So that is the 4th level. So it is what? It is the tertiary consumer. So now they are asking eagle, bird. This is the first primary
Sir,
consumer.
bird.
Second bird.
Secondary consumer, sir.
Energy. 10% of
0.5 joules will go, sir.
0.5 kilojoules.
yes, 0.5 kilojoules. That is the answer. Purima, girls, everybody. So that is the importance. So answer is what, guys? Answer is what? 0.5 kilojoules. That is what is very important concept. That is why I told you 10% law definitely will ask in exam. I told you or not? That is what. Now state the law associated with the above concept and justify your answer. What is that law above?
10% law.
10% law. So that we have to explain answer. So in every tropic level, only the 10% of the energy will be transferred from one level to another level, and remaining all the energy will be useful for what? All the energy will be useful for, just now I told you, it will be useful for what? Growth and development, and as well as it will loss in the form of heat. It will be lost in the form of what? It will be lost in the form of heat to the environment. That is only which to called as community heat, and some amount of energy will goes to the digestion and remaining in doing work, and it will rest goes towards the growth and reproduction. And only 10% of that, averagely 10% of the food eaten made available for the next level of consumers. That is what you need to remember. So that is what. So what is the answer? You have to explain. What is that? A 10% law, and you have to justify your answer. We have to say that only 10% of energy eaten by them will be transferred to the next level, and remaining all the energy will be useful, and it will be lost in the form of heat, community heat, and remaining energy will be useful for digestion, and some energy will goes to the growth and reproduction. That is what. So now, they are giving one more question. Read this question, everybody. Read this question. Aishwarya, Sriya. Everybody read. Sanjay, no, not all opening the mouth. This you read. We know that the food chain contains different organisms at different tropic levels in a typical ecosystem. In the diagram of energy flows in an ecosystem given below, identify the secondary consumer and explain why do you choose it. What is A? Give reasons for your answer. Let me see who will answer. Energy from the sun. Who is the secondary consumer? They are asking. So who will say? Who is the identify the secondary consumer? Understand everybody, guys? And why you are being chosen secondary consumer? You can easily will answer this question. It's not even a big deal. Please. So you might be notice it. Here, A, let me identify A first. A is eating what, guys? D is eating, means in the sense of what? Plants. And this is the primary consumers. And this is the secondary consumers directly. Why? Have you noticed it, everybody? Why it is anybody? I will explain. See, energy coming from the sun. So whoever taking the energy from the sun, whom we used to call as? Whom we used to call as? Autotrophs. Yes or no, guys? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Autotrophs, they are what? Plants only. So this is the plants, producers. So producers only will eaten by, you can see, producers only eaten by C. So that they are the herbivores. So primary consumers. Now, primary consumers only eaten by secondary consumers. That is what? B part. Yes or no, guys? They are the secondary consumers. But you might be asked A. For example, C. You can notice it. Like anything you can take. Suppose eagle, birds and all. Birds will eat the primary consumers, and the lion will eat the lion or fox or everything. They will eat the primary herbivores. But that will be eaten by whom? Common person. See, we can eat the C.
Sir,
Understanding?
C and B
Eat the
by
D.
the A, sir.
D and A both will be eaten by some person. Whom that means they will eat the plants and they will eat the herbivores. Who is that? Who is that, Ra? Omnivorous. Yes or no? Please respond. Omnivores is the answer. So who can eat both the plants and as well as animals? Yes or no, Ra? Arvind? Can you understand? But you can see, sir, then why, sir, they kept A from arrow from B also? Because you might be notice it, a top carnivorous animal, they can eat even omnivorous animal also. For example, a human can be eaten by the lion. Yes or no? Will you accept it? Please respond. So everything will be eaten by the top carnivorous. Every animal. That is why I am saying B is the secondary consumer, or else we can say a top carnivorous which can be eaten everything. That is why B can eat C and as well as A. So that, and A can eat both C and D, means D it is eating, so plants it is eating. C it is eating, means it is eating the herbivorous animals. So we are the example, omnivorous, like a dog. Dog can eat both, cat can eat both plants and animal food, and that dog can be eaten by lion. So that is why I am considering B is a secondary consumer. Will you accept it, guys? Please respond, everybody. So A is the omnivorous and B is the secondary consumer. So why I am identifying, you have to explain like this. So D is the plants, only plants is eaten by C. So C is the herbivorous animal, and only C and as well as A is eaten by B. So that B is the secondary consumer, means a carnivorous animal. And why I am considering A is the omnivorous animal? Because A is eating both plants and as well as herbivorous animals. So that is why I used to consider as an omnivore. That is what you have to remember. Is it okay, Sanjay? Have you understand Varshini Bensi? That is what you have to answer and how to explain it. Okay. So next, coming to the next question, you can see. You have to be little, if you read it, you can answer it. That is what I will suggest. So okay, the next question you can see. This question, guys. Yeah. Just now, today only we studied this question. What is this question? Everybody read. What is this? Nobody is saying? Plastic cups were used to serve tea in trains. Today only I told you that early days, these could be returned to the vendors, cleaned and reused. Later, kuldas. Kuldas means what? Made with the clays. Yes or no, guys? Clay. And instead of plastic cups, now paper cups are used for serving tea. What are the reasons for the shift from plastic to kuldas and then finally to paper cups? That is the answer. What is the reason? You should speak. I won't speak. Today only I taught. So why they are using plastic cups?
It is non-degradable, sir.
Yes, very good, Karthikeyan. First of all, why we are not using the plastic cups? Because hygiene
So
problem.
it is non-degradable, sir.
Non-biodegradable.
Hygiene problem. First one is what? Hygiene. So vendors, they need to clean it and they have to reuse. So hygiene problem. So we are not using. Second one, why we are not using kuldas? Kuldas, why we are not using, guys? So maximum soil, fertile soil, understanding. So we are using top soil of our land is going to make the clay. The top soil clay is used in kuldas so that it is causing for a loss of fertile soil. So that is why we are not using kuldas. Next, what is the third one? What is the third reason, guys? Yes. So why we are not using kuldas? Because you can note it down. Answer also. So the loss of fertile topsoil from the fields. Loss of fertile topsoil from the fields. That is what? The clay which we are using in making kuldas. Next. Why we are finally shifting to the paper cups? Because they are
biodegradable and hygienic, sir.
Biodegradable and they can easily eaten up by the microorganisms. So within a less period of time, they will be mixed with the soil. Yes or no, Kavya? That is the answer. That is why I told you this chapter is more and more precisely how to be, because everything is easy. Unless if you have idea, you cannot answer anything. Next, why do most of the food chains have only 3 or 4 trophic levels? This is also I have taught you. Answer. Anybody?
Because of loss of energy, sir.
Very good. Because of loss of energy from every trophic level. So very rarely more than 5 trophic levels will be there, because only 10% of energy will be transferred from one trophic level to another trophic level. So once it will crosses maximum 3 or 4, then the amount of energy available is not sufficient for the sustaining of organism. Yes or no, guys? Please respond. Yes. That is why the number of trophic levels in a food chain is limited. Means maximum 3 or 4 and very rarely only 5, because the energy, the small energy will become small, so that it will be insufficient to sustain the life of that organism. That is the answer. Yes or no, guys? Please respond. Yes. Now have you understand the importance of this chapter? Very, very important. Next, what is sewage and how it will be different from garbage? Anybody? Sewage and garbage. What is sewage? Anybody answer? Today only we studied. So you might be noticing garbage means a solid wastage. But what do you mean by sewage? What do you mean by sewage, guys? A sewage is it is what? It is a drain water, dirty drain water. As sewage. So sewage contains 2 things. One is what? Urine and as well as feces. Understand? Like excretory thing. But if it comes to the garbage, what do you mean by garbage? As I told you, garbage means
Domestic waste. Domestic waste.
Or rubbish things. Means it is like a peel, lot of things I told you. How it is different from garbage? Garbage contains what? Garbage contains the household waste, like what is that, guys? It is including leftover food, fruit and vegetable peel, fallen leaves of potted plants, waste paper, unwanted plastic objects. Next one, what? Glass articles, broken glass articles, metal objects, wooden objects, racks, the damaged cloths, discarded shoes, and sewage. So sewage is separate. This all the things, even sewage is a part of garbage, but sewage is what? Sewage is the dirty drain water. Understand, everybody? Karthikeyan? Sewage is also a part of garbage, but garbage contains a lot of things and sewage contains only what? It is the dirty drain water. Understand, everybody? So sewage is a part of a garbage and garbage contains all the household wastage, but sewage is the only one which contains urine and feces. It is the dirty drain water. Yes or no, guys? That is what you have to write it. Understand, everybody? So that is only how to write it. Sewage is the dirty drain water which contains urine and feces. But if you take how it is different from garbage. So garbage, sewage is also a part of garbage. So garbage means it is the rubbish or household waste is only called as garbage. So and sewage is also an example of garbage. Is it okay, everybody? Clear, guys? So 3 mark. So we no need to write paragraph answer here. Understand why it is only 1 mark question, so that you can say sewage is also a part of garbage. It is also a household waste, but garbage, a lot of things will comes like leftover food, fruit and vegetable peel, fallen, and all the varieties of wastage is garbage. In that, one of the type is sewage. Is it okay, clear? Like that you have to write it. Okay, so that is the importance of this chapter. Definitely.
Sewage contains water, sir.
What?
So sewage contains what waste? What like waste?
What like waste means toilet and bathroom. That's all. Nothing is others. Only dirty drain water which containing urine and feces. Feces means the bathrooms, latrine. Okay, that is only waste to call as sewage. But sewage is also, it is produced in our house. That is also will come under garbage. Understand, Karthikeyan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is all about it. So with this, I will leave you. Hope you all understand. And it's very, very important chapter which you can score 5 out of 5. So those who are all incomplete. Okay, everybody within this Saturday and Sunday, you have to complete it. So anyhow, from tomorrow we will take magnetism, that offline class. Once if it is not over, if Sunday, then also will be maximum by Sunday we'll finish it. Then Monday onwards we'll go with the practice and other things. A lot of things you need to study, because from the 15 we are having a revision exams. So be very careful and do with the things, complete it. This chapter is highly important. So kindly all of you take it seriously and finish all the pending things in the chapter. Any doubt, anybody you can ask me. And 10% law, 100% the question will come. Do you understand? 10% law, 100% the question will come in our final exam. So carefully understand that concept, and if you have doubt, you kindly ask me. So this is all about our environment. No question will come out from our study. So now you see, Bangalore Sahodaya is not ours. But is it anything came out from our study? No question will come. I am challenging. So everybody be careful and study that. So that definitely will get 5 out of 5 mark in this. But perfectly I have to write the statement. This is theory questions. So that needed point only we have to write. Unnecessary extra things we not to write. Needed points directly we have to write it. That is what I will suggest you. Okay. So I hope all you complete it within a time period. So by Saturday, Sunday is nowhere should be incomplete in this chapter, particularly I'm saying. So later I will give you worksheet also in this. So you will get a complete package regarding this our environment. So no need to prepare again and again also. That's all. So already time up. I'm going to leave you. Thank you all. Bye. We'll meet later.